Welcome back to the Cleare Review. It's February 20th, 2026, and I don't even know where to begin. So on the last review, I invited everyone to come up to Caucus Weekend, our 55th annual Black, Puerto Rican, Hispanic, and Asian Caucus Weekend, which took place last week, a week ago today, starting on Friday the 13th through Sunday the 15th. And it was a very, very good caucus weekend. I don't know how I missed this. I wasn't sure exactly what it was, but I actually received a Lifetime Achievement Award. Choose Healthy Life is the group that did it. This is a group of churches that are actually working with community to advance health and wellness. So it's a program that was funded, I think, about 5 years ago through the governor. Many of the Harlem churches, historically Black churches, are involved with this, and they advance community health and wellness through the community. So I just really was thrilled to get it. This was my community. I was just so happy. Reverend DeGraff presented it to me, and I was so full. And it was their inaugural Hazel Dukes Award. So that meant even more to me, someone who I had watched in this community fight for nationally and for many things historically, but right here locally. She sat on our community board 10. She weighed in on so many local issues and was a part of this community and called Harlem her home. So I'm just really proud that this constituent that I represented, I was able to receive an award in her name, and it meant so much, especially who it was coming from. So thank you so much again, Choose Healthy Life, and thank you for everything that you do. So that was really great. And the other thing that was really good was that I was able to conduct several workshops. One of them that I hosted was Legacy Forward, Healthy Hearts, Healthy Years, Heart Health workshop. It was phenomenal. It was co-presented with the Bridge Philanthropic Consulting and the Association of Black Cardiologists. It was a wonderful interactive workshop focused on heart health for Black seniors and communities of color. And, I was able to spotlight my legislative agenda around seniors' health, which include dental coverage, lower prescription costs, a senior SNAP is something that we're looking into doing, and safety net hospital expansion. But the information that was shared in this workshop was it was unbelievable, all that we need to know and the things that are indicators about our heart health. We have it on tape, and my staff, I guess we're going to start putting it up, telling people how you can go. If you didn't make it, you can go and you can listen to what was said, because it was really an excellent workshop, life-changing. You should really watch it when you get a chance. Then I had an anti-gun violence workshop with Assemblywoman Chandler Waterman. We are both co-chairs of the gun violence subcommittee. Anti-gun violence, Lord have mercy, anti-gun violence subcommittee in the legislature. And the theme was reimagining safety, centering survivors and investing in community-led solutions. In 2025, the Senate investments $36 million to the GIVE program, $22 million to the SNUG program, and $4.5 million to the Office of Gun Violence Prevention, which was just codified last year to be a state agency, and then $40.6 million to the Youth Opportunity Program. All of these are programs that are about violence interruption. They're about supporting young people. They're about supporting people before an incident happens. And some of it, sadly, these things do occur, is about supporting people when these things happen. And this is the type of money that goes to groups like Street Corner Resources, which you may have heard of, and others. Save our young people. We have East Harlem Save. We have Living Redemption. We have so many groups out here that are trying to do this work on the ground. And we're going to continue working in that area until we rid ourselves of the terrible epidemic of gun violence. The other workshop that we were able to do was a disabilities rights workshop with Miss Willie Mae Goodman. I do this with her every year. And why? Because it's so important. Miss Goodman I think she's 94 now. And, she held a workshop, meeting the future needs of individuals with intellectual disabilities. These cuts from the federal government, they are offensive, they're criminal, they're draconian, they are immoral. We're committed to making to state level protection and continued legislative fight. And the other thing is we need people who are going to be vigilant. Miss Goodman was one of those parents from Willowbrook. For those of you who remember Willowbrook, her daughter was given minimum years to live. Her daughter is now a senior citizen, and she was up there with her too. Beautiful. We love you, Marguerite. We love Miss Goodman, but she's up there fighting at her age, and we need others to come in and join us and help in that fight as we want to make homes and services that are for developmentally disabled individuals safe, respectful, dignified, and comfortable. Okay, so that's something, if you want to know more about it, you can give us a call. The other workshop that I did was around the master plan for the aging, and it was a combination. It was a senior roundtable discussion, a luncheon, and an award ceremony. And this is my second annual. I love this event. We brought nearly 200 seniors from the district up to Albany on buses. We had a powerhouse panel. AARP, Live On New York, Nice Sofa, SAGE, Harlem Advocates for Seniors, Mr. William Hamer, and more. And it was absolutely phenomenal. We focused on the master plan for the aging, which I have 10 bills that I've drafted from it. Master plan for the aging is the plan that the governor has been working on for the last 3.5 years, but she's been working with communities all across the state, including ours. I've testified at several of those. Many of you came out and gave your input and recommendations, and now it has finally been released. And there are some aspects of it that have been put in the governor's budget proposal, but there are others that have not been as of yet, and we're fighting to make sure that most, if not all of it, can get up and running this year. So that was really fantastic. And then I got to award seniors. This was my award ceremony. So I started the weekend receiving an award, the Hazel Dukes Award. And in the middle, right here, I got to give awards. And one of the awards was to Commissioner Lorraine Cortez Vasquez, who has been at the Department for the Aging, New York City Department for the Aging. She has been a fighter for our seniors here in New York City, and a great colleague of mine and someone that I rely on for great information as I try to do this work in the New York State Senate as chair of the Aging. We had Miss Willie Mae Goodman, of course. She was one of my honorees, and she was just amazing. I talked about her a little bit already. And Mr. Buster Green, fabulous gentleman. He's someone who has been with Masjid Malcolm Shabazz for 55 years. So he got there when they started the caucus. So for 55 years, he's been a dedicated servant, just doing all the things to help uplift the community, uplift the mosque, and we really wanted to celebrate him for that. And still working, by the way. None of these people that I'm mentioning to you are sitting down. They have worked for so many years, and they're continuing their work. So, round of applause to all of them. Miss Bertie Glenn from Jackie Robinson Houses, though she wasn't able to make it, we are going to take her commendation and present it to her at another day. She wasn't able to come up on the buses. Still working over there at Jackie Robinson Houses. We appreciate you. Mr. William Hamer, co-founder of Harlem Advocates for Seniors, and still working, going through it and still working. We celebrated him. He was one of our panelists as well for the round table. Miss Henrietta Lyle, many, many years on the community board, former staffer to former senator in this seat, Carl McCall, a representative at the UN for many years from our community, right here in our community, and still working. So we want to thank Henrietta Lyle, and it was an honor to honor her. And Mr. Leroy Weathers, who's a member of Harlem's own Honeys and Bears. If you think you know how to swim, wait till you see them, because the Honeys and Bears are amazing. You know, I'm like, Lord, I got to get my skills up. You know, they're not just swimmers, they are synchronized swimmers. This is a group of older New Yorkers just putting a lot of us to shame in the water. I look forward to, that's one of the things, maybe by that time, when I become a senior, maybe I'll be able to join. But I don't know if I can keep up, because right now I look at what they're doing and it's amazing. So Leroy Weathers, thank you so much for your passion in swimming and all the things that you do to hold the group together and support each other. It was great honoring you all. And then we had a mental health and gun violence workshop. We did a couple workshops on gun violence because it's such a prevalent problem. Sadly, Street Corner Resources was our co-sponsor on that. And Dr. Aisha Sekou, who was the founder of Street Corner Resources, brought a great program under the theme, The Connection Between Mental Health and Gun Violence Among Youth. When you look at, now somebody may say, oh, you know, somebody's nuts and they have a gun. It's not quite, you know, like that. You know, it's mental health in terms of the stresses, the pressures, the lack that goes on in our community, depression, the loneliness, the bipolarism, and all the other things that are affecting our community. And unfortunately, guns get into the hands of people who make a decision in a moment when sometimes they're being affected by one of these conditions, and or just poverty and lack and deprivation itself. And here we are winding up with a violent situation. So we want to look at the role of all that when it comes to gun violence and design and implement a holistic, multidisciplinary approach to youth violence and prevention. The prevention is the key. And the way we prevent it is by looking at some of these symptoms before they get an opportunity to manifest themselves. We also did another great workshop with Save Harlem Now, 400 years of fighting erasure, okay? Preserving Black history, 400 years fighting erasure. I had some remarks on the Senate floor recently where we were celebrating this 100th anniversary of Black History, observing Black History Month. And I raised a scene from Roots that always stuck with me, and this was Kunta Kinte when he was just so adamant, not knowing the language in a strange land, not knowing anything, being attacked and assaulted and brutalized and beaten, sold, making it here. And what was so important to him was his name. And my name is Kunta Kinte. And that's because a name carries history with it. And people not wanting to be, it's instinctive not to want to be forgotten because of the lives that have been lived before you, for your ancestors, for your family, your parents, your generations. So that history is just so important, and it's probably one of the most dehumanizing things to do to someone, to take their history away and or deny them to learn about their heritage. So we had a great discussion with Valerie Jo Bradley and Claudette Brady of Save Harlem Now, dynamite panel. I was able to highlight some of the work that I've been doing around preservation, including the Harlem Renaissance Cultural District, the East Harlem El Barrio Cultural District, the Malcolm X Plaza subway station renaming and plaza rejuvenation. All of these things, I'm actually I have a bill asking that SUNY participate in taking the stories of Blacks who migrated from the South and Caribbean and other places several decades ago. And that bill did pass. We're going to see if we can do a pilot program where we just take the stories of people who are in our community. These are living historians who are living among us, and we're losing them every day. Every time I sit with someone who's 100 years old, who's 90 years old, who's 80 years old, they have an incredible history. Many can tell me about the Renaissance. Some even have stories of enslavement or their parents being enslaved or sharecropping or Jim Crow. They have stories. Segregation. They can tell you. We need to start documenting these stories and make them available. They're living history books. I really feel strongly about that, and the work that Save Harlem now is doing to preserve communities, preserve historic buildings and places and spaces. It's unmatched in terms of its value to our community. And I also participated in an accountability and public-private partnerships panel, and I contributed in the area of CBAs, community benefits agreements, like ones that you may have heard of in our district, Columbia Expansion. There is a community benefits agreement, and we just talked about how difficult it is to implement those and to make sure that people live up to what they say that they were going to do and do it in a timely fashion. So I have several bills aimed directly at targeting ESDC accountability. That's the Empire State Development Corporation. We want eminent domain transparency and community compensation. People get large swaths of land and property, great opportunity to build their capacity, to build their organization, but the communities that they do this in often don't get comparable compensation. So that's what we're fighting for, to make sure that we get what is just, what's supposed to be coming to us in our community. And then, of course, because we can't get enough of Hazel, the caucus did an inaugural award named after Hazel Dukes, and I had the great honor and pleasure of presenting that to Karen Boykin Towns. I was just really thrilled to be able to do that. I did it along with NAACP President L. Joy Williams. We were both there presenting to Karen. It was wonderful. She's on the NAACP National Board Vice Chair and Diamond Life member. So we wish her all the best. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. A lot of the times, people will say, "Oh, I would like that. I'd like to have this. I'd like to have that." But it comes with great responsibility, and I know Karen is up to it, and I know that she has been executing, and she will continue to do great, especially with our support. So those are the things that we did at Caucus Weekend, and a whole lot more. We also, one of the great things that I got a chance to do was to present another inaugural award done by the Community Service Awards Committee. I was able to present an award named after the late, great Bill Perkins. And I did that in collaboration with Pamela Green Perkins. She actually did most of the presenting for me, but the award was presented to Peggy Shepard, someone who has been in our community, has been working for the community at West Harlem Environmental Action, since the 70s, when environment might not have been such a sexy topic, when people were not talking about it as well. Peggy was. She was talking about it back then. And here we are today. She runs one of the most premier environmental justice organizations in the region. So I want to thank her. I want to thank her for coming, and I'm thankful that I was able to honor her and memorialize the great work that she has done throughout her lifetime. So that's Caucus Weekend in a nutshell. I don't want to go on any further. I think that was long, but I think I tried. Did I get it?
You got it.
Okay, I got it. Okay. That my staff is looking at me. And I don't know when to stop, but it was a great time. It was a really, really wonderful time sharing information, plans of action to respond to some of this stuff that we talked about, honoring and giving people their flowers. That was also a big deal to me. So here's to the next time, and I welcome you always to the Cleare Review. Thank you.